I'm saying that the man that is raising that child should be able to discipline that child, right? And that goes without saying. But does that also apply with the woman? Say if the woman, you're the single father, and a woman that you're dating is watching your children, all the same scenario, all the same examples that you use, just switching the parentage, right?
Yeah.
She's watching your child and she pops your child, or she smacked your daughter, or whatever the case is, popped her, whatever. And then you came home. Is she allowed to discipline your child the same way?
Well, if you're asking me, so this is my subjective stance. You're not asking my general. Me anecdotally, well, no, the woman's job is not to discipline. That's not her place. That's not her role in the relationship. One, when women discipline, they discipline normally out of emotions. So now you're being emotional. You're having an emotional reaction hitting my child. So now what you're doing is you're inadvertently putting these type of behaviors in my child. He's saying you act out emotionally to smack him. He's going to start acting out emotionally as well. Because women can't really, when men whoop children, we don't do like, out of frustration. Like, little nigga, I told
disagree.
you. Pop, shut up. From a general standpoint, I know you probably had some experience that you seen that your daddy was hitting you because that nigga was an emotional man. I don't know your situation, but I'm sure you probably seen some emotional men act like women to discipline kids. But generally speaking, men aren't as emotional as women. So when they're disciplining a child, it's normally not out of an emotional reaction response. Also, I'll say this, right? Normally, the reason why it's not out of an emotional reaction when a man is disciplining a child, because men are very observant. We observe everything. So when Kenny is doing something, hey, stop that. I told you, you do it again, you're going to get some consequence. Third time, I'm popping you. We already letting the kid know, stop doing it. You do it again, there's going to be some consequences for your actions. Women, y'all be doing so much. Oh, I'm finally on the couch. I had a long day. The child is there doing stuff. You're kind of like on your phone. You're ignoring it. Then it builds up and you get emotional. I told you to stop doing it. And then you whoop your kid and it's emotional. And then this kid is seeing his mother act all emotional and stupid. Then this man becomes an emotional man. And guess what? He's an emotional man with his future woman. So this is why single mothers breeds a lot of emotional, triggered little boys in society. This is normally what happens.
I disagree. And I don't think that we can say generally men are observant, generally men are patient, because if that was the case, we wouldn't be in half of the wars that we're in. We wouldn't have half of the domestic violence cases that we're in. And I think that a common misconception is that men think that they're more logical and less emotional. But if that were the case, they would make a lot better decisions, which statistically proven they do not. And with that being said, a lot of men think that that they confuse anger as not being an emotion. No, you guys can be equally as emotional as women. Now, it's definitely stereotypical and incorrect to say that a woman disciplines a child out of emotion, because it's all based down to that male or woman's emotional regulation, whether it's the mother or the father. They can discipline that child.
We'll just give the stats. So everything that you just said is a lie based off statistics. Generally, no, everything you said is a lie, and I'm going to give you the facts, and he can even pull it up and you can read it here yourself.
Everything that I said was a fact. Men are the main
what? What is men?
The main person that's inflicting that in the domestic violence cases.
So look at this.
Right? And that's emotion.
You're saying all of these points, I'm going to refute them all. Listen to this. Okay. So one, we already know that single father households, listen here, clear. We already know that single father households do just as good as two parent households, but single mother households do worse than single father households and worse than two parent households. Oh, wow. And when we're speaking about worse, we're speaking about the disciplinarian within that household, meaning that which household breeds degeneracy. Single mother households, listen clear. Go ahead. Statistics shows that single mother households breeds juvenile delinquents. Most of the women that's on a stripper pole and on OnlyFans, they come from single mother homes. Most of these emotional men in prison come from single mother homes. I'm still debunking everything you said. I'm going to get to that too. So, you know what? We have a chart that we're going to bring up. I'm going to send it to you. Ease, because she's speaking about domestic violence. So we're going to debunk what you just said right now about domestic violence.
I also feel like there's a huge difference between discipline and abuse.
Mm-hmm. Yes, indeed.
Like different perspective. I have boys, they play sports. They have coaches, male coaches. If they're on the football field and their coach gives them a specific instruction and they go over this 4 or 5 times and they kind of run over the coach and the coach is like, come on, I told you to do this the right way. And they
How the
hit 'em on
helmet.
helmet. I don't consider that abuse. Like, it's like, hey, snap out of it. Pay attention, listen, trying to redirect. I don't always think that just because, I'm not going to look at my son's football coach and say, oh, he kind of smacks him upside the helmet because he's goofing off or being a distraction or just blatantly not following directions. I don't consider that abuse.
No.
I also wouldn't. So if it's okay for the football coach to kind of pop the son,
And you don't do nothing for him.
I just feel like
and now don't get me wrong, I think it's
face is kind of really like harsh, and I think that it's not going to be tolerated in my household.
and
That's just how I feel.
and I
And I'm not going to
100%
continue
agree,
talking
and
about
yeah.
this moving forward.
Mhm.
I'm just telling you, like, both of y'all and him, because that's the only, you two, like, that's not happening in my household. That could happen in your household. Your new boyfriend could smack the shit out of your son or your daughter or your son.
But the thing is
But
that
it's
when he
not
say
gonna happen tomorrow.
you know? smack the shit, like I'm not looking at the actual part where there's the physical. I'm looking at the aspect of the discipline. Like I'm looking at it from a bigger.
Real quick, I just have something up here as a graph. Put the camera on me. So
understand
here's
where
a
you're
graph
seeing
right
that.
here.
I'm not
Is that-
focusing on the head.
Got it, ladies. Pay attention. So here's a graph right here, and you can view it here. It says women often are aggressors when it comes to domestic violence. So if you go ahead and read this graph here,
2001?
studies are done. What are you talking about? These studies.
What's the
it takes
source on this?
Very long for studies to get done.
But that's only one
And the
source.
sources is all there.
This
So
is
real
not a
quick, let
credible
me go ahead
source.
and break down the graph. All of you ladies are speaking right now. What's the source and all of this? I'll go ahead and send it to you after the show. But listen, if you go ahead and look at this right here, it shows that women, when it comes to initiating domestic violence, women are the ones that are actually the aggressors when it comes to initiating domestic violence. That's the difference there. And also, when it comes to domestic violence, men really don't report it that much as well. We're less likely to report it because it's a freaking
They
chick.
like it.
It's not to say that niggas like it, and also still be on a camera as well. It's not to say that men like it. It's to say that men just don't report it because it's a woman where our emotions aren't that involved. Your hits don't really affect us like that anyway. It's nothing crazy. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, everything that you just spoke about, be easy on the camera, everything that you just spoke about was entirely wrong when it comes to domestic violence and who are the actual aggressors when it comes to this.
Based on
still
one.
inaccurate.
Based on
No,
It's
only
not a
one.
credible source and it's still inaccurate.
And also
in
bring up others
in a
against
2000
against what
in
you're
a
saying.
2001 women.
Since-
No, but I'm saying
Is this a
bring up
woman
other
bashing? Is this a woman
statistics
bashing
too?
podcast? 'Cause I don't wanna be a part
Search
of
for
it.
the opposite of that as well. You're gonna find the equal
If we're gonna
amount.
bash
Hold
women
on.
and single
And I
mothers,
just wanted
then
to
I'm
bring
like
up,
trying
since
to
we're
talk.
talking about statistics and you talked about the single father household to the single mother household, let's take account that fathers are 4 times as likely to abandon their children than mothers. And that's statistically proven right here. We're not talking about abuse. My sentence is, start to finish, fathers are 4 times more likely to abandon their children.
And do
in
you know
their
why?
house. Because they lack integrity and they lack responsibility.
And
They
do you
lack
know,
the
I
things
know where
they
that
need.
statistic comes from. And if you look at it, the reason why it shows that fathers are 4 times more likely to abandon what they call abandon, right? Because most women, let's just give the stats. 70 to 80% of divorces are initiated by women. So these are women that are leaving these men. These are women that they want to become a single mother. So these are women initiating and breaking up the relationship. And then most of the time, these women, they would go for full custody. They put the man on child support. And the man is like, I can't see my child barely, and I gotta pay this money. Forget it. I'm not even gonna be around. So those stats show that as well. That's included in that. So that's not a genuine stat when we're speaking about abandonment. Abandoned, people think like the man is actually just leaving the woman. leaving him.
I disagree.
Leaving him. This is a
and what's
lie.
also-
Men aren't leaving their kids. It's the woman that's leaving the man and then trying to get resources from the man. So what
And
you're
those
saying
stats
is just
that you
nonsense.
posted
general.
weren't accurate either because men
Okay,
are less
debunk the
likely.
stats.
Men are less likely to report abuse than women are, right? Because as we can see, there are a lot more, and this may be fair or not fair. I'm not in charge of these programs, but there are a lot more programs that are for protecting women and children from abuse than there are protecting men from abuse,
what
right?
you didn't even
But-
debunk the stats. So listen,
Hold
you
on,
don't even know what
you
you
cut
did.
me
You
off.
even
Hold
read
on.
it there. Stop it.
You
No,
cut me
because you're
we all
speaking
wanna hear
nonsense right now, and
everybody,
also
but
ease.
you wanna
Remember to
hear
get it
what
on
you
both.
saying and what I'm saying,
Yeah,
and
I
we
got
want to
it.
give
But
each
just
other
listen.
the equal
But we
respect
get no.
for me to
The
finish
equal
my
respect
sentence,
is
right?
when you are
So
making
now,
a statement. Listen,
what I'm
I do
debunking
debates,
is
and this
that
is what I
you
do. Stop it.
didn't
Stop
have-
speaking, or I will kick you off my show. Listen.
Okay.
Still man the position, don't straw man the position. Listen, still manning it, meaning that I'll let you speak, but still man it. Be genuine. Repeat exactly what I said. When we're speaking about the stats, say exactly what it presented. You're going off on a tangent. The stats show specifically on who initiates. Who initiates? It didn't say anything else. So this is provable. It's a study done. And women are the one that actually are in these statistics. They say, well, yeah, I initiated it. But guess what? The man in court, he's still found guilty because women are favored in the courts. So even when the woman would initiate the abuse, meaning hit the man first, that man go ahead and retaliates and hits her back, she calls the police. He goes to jail. That then goes on domestic violence 1, but she doesn't experience any negative consequences for putting her hands on a man. The man experiences the negative consequences, and then we got women like this chick on a podcast talking about abuse and all of this stuff. These men are 4 times more likely to do all of these things, to abandon a child, to hit the woman. This is just false. You're lying on this podcast. You're lying.
I feel
is
like
this podcast, I'm sorry, are you listening to understand
I am.
or are you listening just to respond?
No, to understand.
Because a lot of times when somebody's speaking, you have a habit, which you've shown multiple times, to cut
Okay,
that
sure.
person off. But
Well,
then when
it's
you're
my
speaking,
show. I'm
right,
gotta
but
run
it's
it.
due respect, right? Because at the end of the day, you set the tone. And when you set the tone of cutting a person off when they're speaking, but you want them to respect when you're speaking, that's not
No,
how it
I
works.
didn't
You
say
lead
that.
by
I said that
example.
you were.
You
I said
lead by
that.
example.
What'd you say, East?
You know what the rules about that. So you may have to cut you off, but we'll always give you back.
Yeah, and once again, Ease is speaking right now in the back, and Ease told you. He told you specifically the rules of the podcast. Cooley would have to cut you off at certain times. And the reason why I'm cutting you off is because what you did was you straw man my position, meaning that you didn't repeat my position back accurately. You went off on a tangent and moved the goalpost to something else. I was speaking about women being the aggressors when it comes to initiating. How can abuse even start in a relationship if someone doesn't initiate it? So women are the cause of getting their butt whooped. That's what I'm saying. Generally speaking, women are the cause. You hit the man first, the man retaliates. Now, I'm not saying that it's good. I think that these niggas should get locked up. I don't condone men abusing women, so don't look at
You
Cooley
sound
like,
passionate, like
No,
you want to
but-
bash women this whole time.
Yo,
like
chat, look how
you
many
got
red flags
6,
I
yeah,
got.
you got 6
Oh,
women
yeah.
in front of you.
He's been bashing.
Listen, you got 6
Fast
women in
forward.
front of you. Okay, majority of us are
Is
single
mine too?
mothers. So sometimes it's not what you
Oh,
say; it's how you say things. You understand? I understand that this is your podcast. You want to get your point across for the viewers. We want to go viral for the reels and everything.
Nah.
but we single mothers. You understand?
Wait,
Let's
who's a
be
single
respectful.
mother?
I feel like you're not
a single mother.
generalizing.
You're in a relationship.
Yeah, but I'm saying majority of us are. And
I
we're
feel like you're not generalizing.
Yeah,
You're
just
speaking,
be
even if
kind,
you're
be
speaking
kind.
on a behalf
You
of
know?
men.
Wait, time
but
out.
there
And
could
be
also
respectful.
be
Ladies, how?
the equal.
I'm not speaking about you. This conversation that we're currently
I know.
having
It's not
right here
personalized.
is
It's-
not
Of
even
course.
personalized.
No,
it's
it's not.
generalized, and we're speaking about
Right.
stats. The thing is, you ladies are emotional.
No.
This is why you should be
I
One
just
thing
think your
someone
stats,
to
your
respect
stats,
when you're
no, but your
speaking is not
stats,
being
it's
emotional.
on
I
a
think
very
that an
small
emotional
spectrum.
response-
If
Hold
you
up,
were
y'all speaking at
to,
the same time. Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
I
Okay.
think that an emotional response is that if you try to cut me off, I'm going to kick you off my show. That's an emotional response.
no,
and anger.
you know what
That's
that is? That's called-
That's you
you know what
saying
that is?
oh, this
Nah.
is my platform,
I'm
so
cutting
I
them
have
down.
the
That's it, right?
control.
You know what that is?
I have the control.
That's called
to do
authority. You don't know how to
So you're
respect
abusing
men.
it.
You don't know how to. That's not
You're
abusing authority.
It is
You
abuse.
don't. You got the rules before the show. You got the rules before the
Right.
show and you still speaking while I'm speaking and cutting me off. You don't respect male's authority. This is what that shows.
When they say
This
good
nigga
authority,
gave
I
you the
do.
rules and you still talking. And you can't get
Yes,
it.
I
You don't understand.
I respect
And
when
you
a man
still don't
sets good
understand.
leadership, and when he says yes leadership and expects
Oh,
me
so
to
that's good
respect
leadership?
it,
I'll show you good leadership. Get off my show. You out of here. Walk her out. You done. Get up out of here.
I will hold you
I'll
accountable.
show
I don't
you
give a fuck
leadership.
if it's your show.
I'll show you leadership.
And I'm
A real
still gonna
nigga will
hold you
kick you off
accountable.
his show.
And
Get
I
up
don't
out of
care.
here.
I don't give a
Get
fuck.
up out of here.
I'm gonna hold you accountable whether you ask me to leave the show or not. It's the point
Go ahead.
that you're
Hold
a
me
little
accountable
ass
for
boy.
what?
Your charger.
You're a little ass boy and you don't like to
Listen,
be held
get your stuff and
accountable.
get up
So when
outta
he's
here.
held accountable, he
Ain't no
wants to say,
accountable.
"Get
I'm
off my
holding you
show."
accountable
You
for
don't
being
have authority.
insubordinate.
No, you don't have
I'm
authority
holding
when
you
you don't know how to
accountable.
lead and you don't
This
know
is
how
pure
to speak
authority.
with respect.
I
And
see
you
you
don't know
leaving
how
the
to
show,
listen
right?
to understand.
I
don't
see you
give a
leaving,
fuck.
right?
You see, I'm leaving, right?
Yeah, you
because I don't
leaving.
give a fuck.
This is authority.
But guess what? You also showed
See your
your
way
lack
out.
of maturity.
Nah, see your way out. Peace. Bye-bye. Drive safely.
I feel like you're not generalizing it fully. I see how you're shedding light on how men on some of your whatever you pulled up. I can't see from far, but I read it and I see that you prove your point with that. But that's just one source. I'm sure that if you were to look for the opposite of that, you would also find enough.
So it's based off of the CDC. So it's only when the stat that I showed, what I want you ladies to understand is not to say that real quick, because if you just listen to understand, not to respond, I'm going to the root of it. We're speaking about domestic violence, right? I'm just going to the root of it. And if the stat shows from the CDC, it shows that women are the ones that actually initiate domestic violence more than men. Well, what she was saying is wrong. It's just wrong at its core. That's all I'm saying. Now, I'm not condoning these that hit chicks. I still think if you want my true beliefs, even if the woman hit you first, I think you should just get out the house. I don't think the man should stay. I don't think the man should hit the woman back. I think that the man should leave, have some boundaries and leave that chick. Don't tolerate a chick that's going to be putting her hands on you. That's what I believe. But when we're speaking about the stat, the reality is these niggas is be staying and they be mollywopping these chicks back.
Brief question: those stats are made like every year, or there's a frame of time?
It's a frame of time. It takes a long time for these studies to be done and to collect this information. So this was
so the
done in
next one will
20.
be done in two. So this is worldwide.
It's a collective.
Okay.
Yeah, everyone in the United States is collective data. It's proven. But go ahead. Who had a point?
Me. So I think from me and from research, I have a lot of research background. So a lot of what you're saying is accurate. I think what happens specifically with women is that...
Wait, you gave me a red flag?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Touch any of her flags.
Good on Cammy's. Then I get another one?
I think...
Fair enough.
I think what happens...
you need another one to...
I think what happens with women is that a lot of times men are non-emotional, right? And so to your point where you said women are the aggressors, I know you are. So it's more of women want a reaction, right? So, who, me?
Yeah.
You're right there. That was good.
I also think that maybe some of your message is getting lost in your delivery.
I agree. But let me finish.
Not you, him. I think that...
I know, I hear you, but I didn't let everybody else speak. So let me have my moment, right? So I think what happens is, especially with the aggressive, the initiating the aggression piece first, I feel like a lot of times women want the reaction out of men because men are non-emotional, or at times can be unemotional, and women are emotional. So whereas us aggressing first and you're not responding to it, because I put my hands on a couple people before, and it's because I'm not getting the reaction that I want. So I'm upset and you're just staring at me. So now I have to push you for you to see, like, I'm frustrated, and I feel like a lot of that, it comes for that. So no, we're not necessarily hurting a man, But then when we get that hit back, it's like, okay, I'm sorry. I didn't really mean it like that. I didn't think you were going to do that. And then I think that with men, because, they say like, don't put your hand on a man unless you're ready to get hit back.
Real quick, on that little point that you just made, and I'll let you finish. On that little point that you made, essentially what you're doing is you're giving the why behind the woman putting her hands on a man.
Initiating the abuse.
I'm not justifying it.
Real quick. That's all I'm saying. You're just giving the why.
Mm-hmm.
Or one of them.
So let's just listen. And you know what? We all listen to that why. And that why, no one was like, got triggered or anything. I actually I caught it myself, like, I'm listening to this why right now. My camera is a little bit off. I'll center it. But I'm listening to this why. The difference is if the man said why, try to justify or give any reasoning to why he put his hands on a woman, you ladies will look at him as more of a devil, as more evil. The thing is, when it comes to a man, the man why doesn't matter.
That's right.
But the truth is, this even in courts and stuff, the woman's why is kind of like, all right, well, we gonna listen to the why.
You have a point.
You see that? And this is just like, because it just hit me. I'm like, wait, why the freak am I listening to this why? Like, she wouldn't listen to my why if I smacked her.
Because it makes sense.
Okay, keep going though, my bad.
But I mean, like I said, I think that is, and it circles back to women being emotional. We're emotional creatures and we want men to express and feel the same emotions that we do. And it's not the reality for men. And so I don't condone men hitting women, nor do I condone women hitting men. But like you said, there's always a why. And generally men, their why isn't based off of emotion, it's based off of reaction. And so where we're emotion first, they are reactive first. So it's, well, you did this first, so now I'm reacting to it. And I think that why is why it doesn't make sense for a man, if that makes sense.
I mean, but then we are upset at a reaction that was caused through an action. So
from us.
Correct. So so when like he said, when we do go to court, we're only punishing the reaction.
Of
but
course.
we are not focusing on, well, that reaction was something had to happen in order for that to happen. So let's take it away from here. Let's shed on what led to that.
And you
But
know
see,
what?
they don't do that.
Not at all.
And you
They
know
don't
what?
do that.
Even in courts and stuff like that, they still favor the woman. The woman can be completely honest. Like, yeah, I was a little mad. I had stuff going on, so I threw this at him. Wow, you threw this? The judge would be like, well, that's not good. And they would even explain, well, that's not good, this and this and this. And then, the man reacted and hit the woman. He gets all the consequences. He gets the time in prison. It ruins his reputation because he's a woman beater. Like, the woman experiences no negative consequences for her poor choices. And we're seeing it here. Had to kick off this ratchet chick and I'll be honest, she actually wasn't that ratchet. Matter of fact, I take that back. She wasn't ratchet. She was insubordinate. She was non-compliant and she didn't follow the rules. She has no respect for male authority. And East had to come out twice like, no, I told her, I gave y'all the rules. And then she wants to try to not take accountability and blame me like, well, you're cutting me off. You know I'm cutting you off. But not only that, I even gave her my reasoning to why I cut her off. I cut her off because she was being disingenuous. She was straw manning my position. If you know what that means, it's like if you say something and then if I repeat it back, I repeat the thing that you said, but I repeat it back not accurately. That's what she was doing.
To give weight to your...
So, yes, she would repeat it back not accurately, and then she would go off to something else to try to prove her point. And she kept doing that, and I'm like, and that's why I was cutting her off. And this is why I brung up the stat, because she did it 4 times before I brung up the stat. And I'm like, you know what? Let me just bring it up here to show her that what she's saying is actually wrong.
I think she was passionate. I think she was very passionate.
Yeah, I mean,
on
we're
what
all passionate.
she believed. And she was frustrated, but I don't think it's not that she does not respect men.
Nah, she don't respect male authority. It's very simple. Yeah, I got it's crazy. This woman right here, right? I got to give her some kudos because I could see that she was emotional sometimes when we was having a conversation. And she was passionate about the things that she was saying.
True.
But when I was speaking, she respected me. She was like, okay, I know my time when to speak and my time when not to speak. And maybe this could be natural, but maybe she just got the rules and she respects things. You get what I'm saying? Maybe not. Go ahead.
Would you like me to comment on it?
Yeah.
I personally, I don't want to, be rude to you because it is your podcast. I'm going to be respectful. You said don't interrupt. I don't like to, you talk and then it's like nobody could hear. Like you said, we want to be respectful to the viewers as well, you know, with one mic. And then we're also going to play this back. So later on, when I play it back, I want to hear what everybody has to say. And it's just like, at the end of the day, there's rules and regulations, and wherever you go, you got to follow them.
And you wasn't trying to be confrontation either. You was just trying to put your point across and hear yours out.
And I'm not big on reputation, consistency as well. Like, I don't want to keep, that's why when earlier I was like, oh, after this, I'm not going to comment. Yeah, repetition. Like, I'm not going to keep on proving my point. When I say something, I say it loud and proud, chin up, chest out, and you're going to hear it. That's why when I said something earlier, you like, you go ahead, queen. You tell them. It's like, when I say something, you're going to hear it, and you'll hear it once. I'm not going to keep on, oh, no, but this. Oh, no, but that. But everybody has different ways. So.
That's fair.
And, at the end of the day, this is your podcast. If you want to do what you got to do, if you want to bring her back, that would be,
when
beautiful
we kick off chicks, we don't bring them back.
Okay, so.
It's done for the chicks when we kick
if
them off, out of here.
If you would have kicked me out, I'd have been like, damn, I can't come back, I came all the way over here. But, I just, you got to respect that.
Listen, only simps bring chicks back. Listen, in relation, if a man if you break up with a man and he still want you back, or he break up with you and he trying, we don't do none of that out here.
We don't spend
we not spending no block around here. And the reason being is because it's not out of emotion. Like, I gave her many chances. Now, the thing is, when we having this discussion, I thought that maybe, I'm be honest, I thought that maybe you was going to be the one that would probably get kicked out.
Me too.
No, I knew you wasn't.
I swear.
I seen that. I was like, well, she has an ability to control. I literally looked in your eyes. I'm like, she is frustrated. She's passionate right now about what she's saying, but she's having some self-control.
She's not confrontational. She's not. Like, she'll tell you how she feels. However you choose to deal with that, that's on you. I told you what I felt. So it's like, I'm not going back and forth with you.
Hey, yo, give me my flowers right now, you heard? I got wild self-control, you heard? Hey, yo, mama, I made it.
And the thing is, listen, I ain't have to give her no money to get her in control either. This is how you know I'm a real boss. The mother Sims got to pay you that bread to get you in control. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Yeah.
Yo, Cooley. Hey guys, y'all heard it yourselves. Y'all heard it yourselves from No Fugazee podcast, Mr. David Cooley right here. He thought he was going to end up kicking me out, you feel me? And by the grace of God, I'm still here. I thought I was going to get kicked out too, I'm not going to lie. I'm like, damn, let me simmer down a little bit. I'm going to I was turned this way for a little bit. I'm like, let me turn over there. You got to control your emotions, that's all. But we doing it, baby. We here, we live, we active. You know what I'm saying? We 2 hours.
What about
and
a 2 for 1?
We are. Well, we 2 hours, 30 minutes. Fair enough. And we got a lot of people in here right now supporting the chat. Got mad super chats. We're going to get down to it. So if you like that clip and you want to watch more, click right here. But if you want to watch the full episode, click right here.